Edgy, you're on mute.
Okay. Does anyone here just sit sometime in silence, doing nothing? Your own little satsang to yourself? Good. Really good. Quite a few of you. Maybe you don't know this, but the only thing that should be important to you is you and your well-being. Not me, not the president, just you. Hang around with yourself sometime, just in silence, doing nothing, not thinking even. But not too relaxed either, not lying backwards in a chair or lying down, but fully aware. Look and feel yourself. Feel the life force in you. And by the life force, I mean being aware, waking without thoughts, sitting somewhere alone or with people around you, but you pay no attention to them. And just look and then feel inside for any signs of life or activity. After a while, you'll be able to grasp the fundamental feelings of being alive and being here in this moment. Very few people without training are able to do this for themselves. They don't see the point. Or maybe they've tried it and found it boring. But from the first moment that you're alive till the last while you're alive, in a kind of weird way, only you are alive. Your life may be filled with other people and animals, pets. An occupation. But you alone are the primary field of experience for and of your own self. You get to feel your heartbeat. You get to feel the wonderful value of doing nothing, just quietly feeling yourself. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And the deeper you are able to plunge into the depths of your own consciousness. Because what most people think of as consciousness is just a pale shadow of what the experienced meditator experiences. One of the primary things inside of you, all of us, is the life force. The experience of being alive, having a body, and having the body in the rest state. If you close your eyes, you can experience the totality of your body on the inside. You feel what life is like. And if you're very still and you focus on yourself, all kinds of things can happen to you. But after a while, what you notice most is just the experience of your own life force. You become witness to the life force within yourself. You cannot directly experience the life force in anyone else. You just observe it happening to someone else. The thing is, the meditation teacher teaches you how to meditate and also how to go within yourself to experience yourself in silence, and to do so repeatedly, day after day after day, just to be alone with yourself. You really don't have to go out of your way to experiment with this feeling. Instead, just relax and witness the feeling of being alone with yourself. When you concentrate in any situation, you lose the feeling of the life force. Except when you concentrate on only the experience of the life force. And then it becomes a kind of meditation. But you shouldn't meditate too much about the life force. Instead, just experience the life force in you, in silence, without doing anything about it. Just experience it. Experience what it's like to be alive, to be silent. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. And something begins to happen to you after a while. You begin to like these silent periods a lot. Well, at first you may avoid them because they seem boring and you have other things to do. But after a while, the rest you feel just observing yourself, being yourself alone, changes. Now, rather than running away from times where you're alone with yourself only and have no idea what to do, instead, now you turn your attention inwards and watch the life force within you. Watch consciousness. Watch the feeling of the life force, the aliveness, the awareness. This is your primary legacy of being a human being. The ability to observe yourself when you're doing nothing. And you begin to like it a lot. There's only you on the life force alone. Nobody else. No spouses. No couples. No children. Just you alone with yourself. After a while, that feeling grows of joy, of just being yourself in silence, doing nothing. Just feeling yourself. You feel down into your heart and lungs and gut. And you feel the sensations of being alive and aware. You're aware of your buttocks, of your thighs, of your shins and calf, your feet. And if you just think about these alone, you find yourself sinking into your body to join the place in your body that you're aware of. If you allow your attention to move upwards, you can feel it in your stomach, your chest, your neck and head. You can feel your diaphragm move as you breathe. You can feel the helper muscles expand and contract your chest. And the diaphragm going up and down. Now you're still alone in the silence with the experience of your own body and your own body being alive with your mind. And after several years of doing this, you don't pay much attention to the mind anymore. Because you've relaxed the mind so you can watch it. And there's a peace that comes to you from being alone with yourself in your body. And after a while, the peace grows. And you become aware of your body, your head, and your awareness itself. If you're sitting up, well, you practice this kind of meditation. You begin to feel a tremendous sense of rest and being at peace. You can sink into your own body and do nothing except be aware. You don't have to choose either what you're aware of. You let that come to you. So maybe you become more aware of the silence or more aware of the peace. Now, being aware of your body and your mind, sink into your body. At first, to the level of your chest. Feel your breathing. In your imagination now. Explore your body. How do you feel your feet? How do you feel your calves, your knees, your thighs? etc. You spread throughout the whole body. And when you're quiet at first, you feel restless. Because you think you should be doing something, meditating or being aware of something. At this point, you may be growing very restless because you're not used to being quiet and having nothing to do. And then you find a way to stop. Or else you feel restless. And you just feel it or ignore it until the feeling of restlessness passes. And you sink into the experience of your own body. This can gradually become the thing that you seek most when you're awake, which is to escape activity and just be with yourself in silence. Okay, where are you right now? Can you catch yourself? After a while, the relaxed state comes to you much more quickly when you meditate. It can be almost instantaneous. You sit down to meditate and you're in a completely relaxed state. And then you can meditate, doing nothing meditation, not controlling your mind, not thinking of any one thing, just letting go of everything and let your attention go to whatever it wants. What does this do for you? Well, one thing it does is it teaches you there's a place you can go whenever you feel troubled or anxious that will quickly calm yourself of mental noise, distress, and where you can find relaxation, where your body just opens up at the slightest touch of attention. It's not supernatural. It's just learning how to be relaxed. And in such a way, you can really pay attention to consciousness. Awareness of your body is always with you, almost always. But being continuously aware of consciousness purifies the mind in the sense that it's easier to become one-pointed and one-pointed on nothingness. While your daily life may be afflicted by constant duties and things that you must do, the space where you're in rest, when you're in meditation, becomes a holy place to you. It's a place where you meet your true self. Eddie, can you describe how you feel now resting in your body and aware of it?
I would describe it as uh a, it's like being like so it's like it's like being it's like rested but content happiness all in one, but but your body is relaxed at like the same time. It's
Chris, what about you? It's hard coming back, isn't it?
Yes, but you brought me up very gently just now, so that it, and I really appreciate what Eddie said. And as Eddie was talking, the word that came to me was freedom. Freedom from my mind and freedom from my body. I've when I start meditating, I feel I, there's a lot of head, mind. I feel myself sink. Then I can feel my body, and then it's like a switch. All of a sudden, I'm free of both. And like Eddie said, I feel calm and peaceful, content, but I'm not tied. I don't feel like I'm in my body. I feel like I'm just experiencing my body. And it's big. It's big and dark. Well, I say dark, but I can see. And what I just sort of relax in this wonderful, pleasant, open, vast calmness. But I don't feel again, I don't feel restricted or confined by my body and mind. It's like everything reverses. Instead of me being in them, I'm there in me, and it just feels really great to be that relaxed and free and open and spacious. Just a wonderful feeling of contentment and serenity. And I think that, like I said, the word freedom was great. As Eddie was talking, that's what came to me, because as I said, I don't feel trapped in a body or a mind. I'm just the vast expanse that things come into, and that's how it feels like to me.
Did you have awareness of this state 2 years ago?
Maybe it's not as often, not as it may have just come to me in little glimpses now and again, but now it's through what we're, like you said, through this practice and teaching that you've given. I can go there. I can I can go there. I don't say at will, but I I guess I know how to get there, whereas before it was more like random glimpses of this. Sometimes I could close my eyes and relax and feel it, like I said, in the past, and I didn't know what was going on. Now it's more comfortable to go there. I don't. It's okay. I feel like it's okay to go there. Before I didn't know what was going on, and it would be I just didn't. It was not scary, but what the heck
But
was
now
that?
it's your second home.
Yes. Before it was, I didn't know what it was. Now it's more, uh, again, to say the word commonplace makes it sound trivial, but it's not trivial. It's like you said, it's my second home, and it's just become less startling when it happens, and more. I can just relax into it and let it happen. But the yeah, 2 years ago, no, it was not. It was nothing like this. It was so much in my mind, and this was more of a random thing.
So in a
Now it's
sense too, you've
yeah,
learned that your common mind is filled with thoughts, and now it's not so much except as a distraction from just being alone with yourself.
it's definitely. I feel like my mind and body can be a distraction when I feel too much like they're when I feel them as me. As when I feel them, like whenever I can relax, I feel them in me rather than I'm trapped in them. They're just something I experience rather than being trapped in my mind and my body. It's so much more open and it just feels so much more open and less, not, like I said, I don't feel constrained. I don't feel the weight of my, I don't feel like I'm in the body and the weight of the body. I feel like it's just something in the awareness. It's something I can experience. But I don't feel trapped. That's why I said freedom.
Mark, what about you?
To be truthful, there are times when I'm like much, 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 much deeper than I am right now. But I just feel suffused by an extended calmness that seems to permeate myself and everything. And also there's a quality that's kind of enticing me deeper. It's like it seems to be always looking for opportunities for me to go deeper, or I look for opportunities to go deeper. But I just want to say, like on a philosophical level, it's first of all, to me, it's obvious that this is like a potential that's in all or most human beings, but the obstacles that are placed by life, by society, whatever you want to call it, are so huge. Everything in our system is geared towards worldliness and all that,
For doing
and
this.
dismisses the importance and the validity of this. But then again, I shouldn't be surprised, because spirituality in general is seen by most people as kind of like woo-woo, wishful thinking, deluded people enjoying glancing at their navel, kind of dismissiveness. So not surprising, but there's lots in life that I find interesting, confounding, and paradoxical, but in a good way. And that very cute, very cute. Is that Radha?
Yeah.
No.
Hi, Radha.
So that's all I want to say at this point, Edgy, but thank you. Everything's great here.
I was just thinking of it, and I thought of one way of characterizing it is going from a place of doingness to beingness, and finally understanding what that term means of being. of what it's like not having anything to do, anywhere to go. And in many ways, it's a kind of freedom, but it's a freedom that comes with a different venue of being, of silence, aloneness, and just being aware of your own beingness. Jeff, what about you?
I don't know. After hearing Mark, man, he can really let those words roll off the tongue, and there's like fancy words that I wish I was that smart. But oh well, maybe in the next life. But that's pretty well said. I like the beingness part. Yeah, you go, even if you are doing, you become like, if I am doing something, and then I can still kind of transition into that space to where the body's just kind of doing its thing, and you can still kind of step back from it, and tap into that anytime you want. And that's such a cute cat. Wow. She really is like extra cute. I don't know how she did that, but it's pretty cool.
Do you hear that, Radha? You hear that? You're cute, extra cute. She likes being with me because I don't disturb her. Once in a while, I pet her. And she really, really likes that. For me, it's like I reclaim my primary identity without thought, without anything to do. I just totally become me. Me not doing anything. My mind stops. And I'm in instant rest. And it's a very strong sense of peace. It settles around my body and in my body. And I'm at peace. The rest of you, think what this exercise does for you. What does it do for you and to you? Do you lose your identity altogether? Or do you find yourself at home in the silence, in the not doing? And when you're feeling it, you say to yourself, I wish I could do this all of the time, like in a monastery. Some traditions, like Rinzai, make you do things when you're in silence, like address a koan, the meaning of the koan. But others, you become like a living statue, experiencing yourself in the zero state of no thinking, no doing, just resting in your own beingness. And you become very aware of your beingness in the way that you don't become aware of it in everyday life. And you find peace. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, just being yourself. Just sink into yourself. Don't attend to anything in your mind. Any activities you're contemplating doing will take care of themselves when the time is right. But right now, drop all of that. And just be one with yourself. Some people may feel their body freezing up. Other people may experience themselves becoming very large, much larger than you seem in everyday life, because all that's there is you. I've been meditating so long that almost instantaneously I go deep inside myself. I can have experiences of the divine, especially if I hear chanting while I'm sitting. The sounds, the music, chanting carries me away into incredible bliss. But usually, just the rest of doing nothing is so beautiful. It's almost breathtaking. I think Radha's listening to me. Radha? What do you say? If you get distracted, gently bring your mind back to nothingness. This practice reveals the value of nothingness to you, of rest, comfort, not doing. Mark, what do you experience when you meditate like this?
First of all, I want to say I know nothingness is a very has a lot of history to it, and so I think a Buddhist term. But for me, nothingness doesn't seem a good descriptor. It's more like simultaneously nothingness and everythingness, in that it's full of life and that there is nothing missing. It's very complete. But to answer your question, I go very, very deep, and it feels like there is kind of a energetic conduit from me to like the universe or nature or whatever you want to call it. And I go into very deep places that are very very impossible to talk about, but that are extremely worth it. That's all I can say. So I experienced the things you talk about, Edgy, but at a very deep level. I've been doing this a long time, and I was predisposed to this, I believe, when I came here, and I think I was, you know, it's a very good fit for me. But yeah, just a feeling that there are no problems. Everything is like there's a pervading sense of peace. There's physical feeling of peace and of contentment and of comfort. Often in certain parts of the body more than others, but it's like there's a current that's flowing that's guiding me into the depths, guiding me into the depths of the self. And when I go really deep into the self, it becomes I'm simply experiencing the totality, for lack of a better way of talking about it. And it's kind of like, if you think about when you're in the mind, it's kind of like a transmission in the car, engaged. But going to beingness is like going into neutral, just just letting go of everything and allowing everything just to be, just to be as it is, without any pushing or pulling or wishing things were different or remembering what, all that stuff goes out the window, because that's the price of admission, is to let go of everything in deeper and deeper levels. So yeah, that's all I have to say, Edgy. Hopefully that was a good answer for you. Thank you.
It was a good answer. I think Radha is thinking about, when do you come to the place where you feed me? Isn't it great just to hang around with each other in silence? Don't have to say anything. Don't have to do any group work. Don't have to make any frank admissions about how you're feeling and things that have gone wrong and so forth. You just don't do anything. Okay. I'll see you on Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.